All right, it is time for Zandvoort. Let's get this mic a little. Let's get the mic a little closer. Stretch it out. This is like the limit it can go, unfortunately. So we're at Zandvoort here for the third. We're on round 3. Dave Brock is talking like a Decepticon in my ear. So, alrighty, we are ready for this round. I'm going to be using Paul's setup today. Outside the fact that I had to radically redo the right front. I have no idea what he was doing with the right front tire. Very confused. And I have turned the microphone down a little bit, hopefully to avoid some distortion. It's still going a little bit in the red. Looks like I just can't really do anything about that. But like right now, I'm talking and okay, it popped in the red a little bit. But like at about this level here, it's not in the red. But sometimes it pops up a little bit. So hopefully we get a little bit better mic quality. I did not make my bed in the background. Live with it. I got up from a nap not too long ago. I am still suffering from a tear in my intercostal muscles right about there and right about there. And as a result, I'm lying down a lot, and it's not so much even that I mean to sleep, but I fall asleep just lying there. Feeling pretty good coming today. I did well in the practice race. I did well in a practice session that we just did here. That also included Justin Swan, Guillermo Martinez, so a couple of pro drivers, and I was outpacing them well on race fuel, or at least what I think will be race fuel right now. So should be ready to go in that regard. And yeah, I think it'll be a good round. Need a rebound after the terrible Brands Hatch round I had. Had a good Laguna Seca, bad Brands Hatch. Look at a rebound here at Zandvoort. It's a track that can be very, very dangerous, so hopefully there are no problems. And we can deal with it that way. So I will see you guys when the race is ready to start, and we'll see what I do in practice and qualifying and where I have to come back from in regards to that. And also I need to find my... Where are my gunner glasses? There they are. They are over on top of the Xbox. I will go get those. Okay, so I got 9th in qualifying after finishing 11th in practice. I thought I could do a little bit better in qualifying, honestly, just because the practice came into optimum right at the end, and I didn't get to try to use any of that. I'm going to have to run over and hit drive on that other computer. So you are going to see me dash and probably regret it. It will start to get dark. We never race in full night. Guess I should.
Is it Laguna Seca or fun like that?
Discord into play. I think the Discord's a little bit loud, but it is what it is.
I think one time we did, actually, at Barcelona, but that was because the rain was so thick.
It might as well have been night.
Yeah, it was really dark that race.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oop, I forgot to turn
30
off
seconds.
the names on the recording.
Is my mic working?
Correct. Yep.
Correct.
All right.
You were just lit earlier in the Discord. I saw it flashing.
It's a glitch with push to talk, I think. JV is having it too.
It's an odd glitch. They've got the little the extra line below the number plate now, or not number plate, MFD. Let's see if I can stay close enough to Jeffrey Wentworth. Dave Nelson's the big rival today. Although if I could, beat a Jeff Wentworth or a Chris Johnston. Chris Johnston particularly would help because our rivalry would get speed. I think I'm at a good spot now. little late on the gas.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
But I think the
Car on the
odd
left.
numbers got off to a little bit of a bad start. And that has allowed me to get past Mr. Dave Nelson. And Tony Yimbo randomly up here. Oh, come on, Yimbo! Can't be going for that move. I specifically even had like a warning about that in the driver's briefing, so I'm a little unhappy about that. Got through it okay, but a little unhappy. That part of the track is like just it's as close to a no overtake zone as you're probably gonna find on most tracks. It's a 1 point because of the camber and how it flows. There's just not a lot of overtaking opportunities, and particularly on lap 1, it's a little ridiculous. Like I want Tony Yimbo in the mix here because he's a car to put between me and Dave Nelson, who has kind of vanished. But that doesn't mean I want him going for like ridiculous maneuvers on anyone, especially me. And he's done that a couple times, so I need to make a point to have a conversation with our Kenyan driver about some of that. Tires are in a much better place now. Don't want to dive Jeff, but he gets very wide.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
And that does... no move there. We bow out. Yimbo, Martinez, and Naku behind me. Probably Nelson after them. Yeah, 76 is Nelson, so he's lost a couple of spots on lap 1, but still in the mix. I just think that something went wrong for the outside row of the grid there. The even numbers all kind of seemingly got off to a bit of a bad start. So that means somebody fairly high up was not... I have to get a little aggressive with Wentworth here. He is struggling. And, I mean, I'd be reasonably okay with driving behind him, but not with Martinez and the aggressive Tony Yimbo behind me. If I had a little bit of a gap, I wouldn't worry about getting past this Mercedes all that much, but he is really struggling. I don't know if he's just not brought his tires up to temperature or something yet, but he is struggling.
Well done, mate. Whistle fastest lap. Car on the left.
Oh,
There's light
that was a
damage
little bit of a
left car.
greedy
On
shot.
the left.
And Martinez gets us both. That might be something for the steward to have a look at. Oh,
Clear
come
the
on,
right.
Whitworth. That's the second time someone's tried to go side by side with me through a corner that just... there's no side by side there, guys. You have to give in. Martinez was very fast in the practice race. Before making a mistake in the embanked section and then having to... I don't know if he had to depart or if he just decided to depart after crashing. It's a practice race after all. I think he said he had to... I think he said he knew he couldn't make it to the end though, so, yeah, fair play. How's the pace been? Pace has been poor. 39 so far.
What a crap.
Getting some comms from, I think that's Dave Nelson, who's unhappy about something. So, hopefully that goes to the stewards. I'm personally going to chalk up me and Jeff's to a 50-50. I went for it hard at Tarzan. Well, I think he definitely should have
There's some light damage.
given up
Clear on the right.
the spot, kind of like I'm going to do here. To Yimbo. The way Yimbo's driving, I actually have faith that I'm going to get that back, though. He is being too aggressive. Like, the move into Tarzan's fine. That's, you know, very similar to what I made. I'm not gonna do a move and then, you know, tell a driver he can't do the same move. But he's just is shoving his nose. We had that contact on turn 1, or not turn 1, lap 1. Not sure what turn that is off the top of my head. I know Tarzan's turn 1. That's about it. Okay. I'd like to get down to the 37s before this race is over, though, for sure. I mean, I qualified on a 36-1. If I don't at least get into the 37s, that's going to be a very poor day. Having been overtaken by Martinez and Yimbo, but getting past Nelson and Wentworth. Nelson's in the pit lane. That's a shame. I mean, good for, you know, the silver points, but not how I'd want to beat him. So, don't know if I can get Martinez, but hopefully I can get Yimbo. Feel fairly good behind me. That's Wentworth, who I'm driving away from a little bit. He just seems unsure of himself today. Like he's made a mistake with his setup or something. And then Super Am, Larry Foster. Stop-go penalty for Dave Nelson. Pulling away from Wentworth. That's good. Yimbo a little off there. But that Bentley can handle that fairly well. So this is going to be a 37 lap finally. Yimbo in the 36.4s. Jesus Christ.
Fastest lap so far.
I did not notice him in where he qualified, but he's about 3/10 off my qualifying pace. Wow. Tires are a little overdone. Track is the same, so I'm a little surprised at that. Ambient track temp is identical to what we had in qualifying. So, tires should be the same though, but there is a little bit extra fuel on board too that can have an impact. Approaching the quarter mark. Or 10-minute mark. Foster's keeping up well. Continues to be like the weirdest bronze driver known to mankind. Northrop also in that mix. Davis parked it.
Falling behind in the car in
I don't think I can keep up with Yimbo. Which is weird. Did he... So my immediate thought with Yimbo, and this is not the first time we've kind of seen this, where he's had better pace in the race, is he doing... Oh! That was kind of what I was worried about running near Yimbo.
Car on the right.
Let me through, let me through, thank you. There's no way you can hold that. I'm a little worried about him. Now in my rear
Magus,
view.
I cleared that penalty. I don't know why it's still there.
You can drive under protest.
Sorry, guys.
No offense to Dave, he's
Well, that's my race.
early in this. Might need to do a quick comms discipline statement at some point. We're getting a little bit of noise for a race.
Should report that, Wayne. Yeah, I think I will,
Save
for
it
sure.
later, please. We're getting way too talky. You probably need to serve that penalty, Dave. I can't clear it without stopping.
All right.
Do not like racing against Tony. So quick down this section, which makes me think he's going to at some point dive me into Tarzan, which is fair. It's a good overtaking spot. It's just that I don't trust him to not full on torpedo it. Fucking hell, Tony. Again? That one I'm reporting. First one, you know what? Lap 1. Stuff, fine. But now you've... That's the same spot. Like, it's also where he went off with fighting with Martinez. So... That's a turn that he's not necessarily taking wrong, to be clear. It's a slow car. It's Chris Johnston who's off. That's good for us. Get Speed is really running away with the championship, so no offense to Chris and Northrup and Javi, but you know, a little bad fortune for you guys would possibly add on to the competitiveness of what's going on right now. So Dave's got his penalty cleared. Good. Wayne Hutchison in the pit lane. Here he comes.
There's a car exiting pit lane. Clear on the right.
Wonder if he thought better of it with the pit with Hutchison there coming out of the pits. The Lambos look quick. In practice, I don't know about qualifying. Anyways, on the Tony thing, he might actually be taking that corner really correctly, and the rest of us are just not able to match him. But it doesn't matter. At some point, you gotta realize that you've got a pace delta either through incorrect application of your car or
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Or through correct application, i.e. being faster through the turn as a whole. I think he's just a little overcooking it a little bit. Not like going off the track or anything, but if he's doing it to me and Guillermo in a Ferrari and an Audi, I think that suggests some things. Although I don't have a lot of pace here. We're seeing a lot of guys in the 36s, and I am not.
Clear on the right.
Couldn't do them in practice, so, not super surprised. Approaching the halfway mark. Over 15 minutes done. How are we doing? Larry Foster's 3.5 back. Still hanging around there, though. Out of the equation. Sky, there was like a little bit of weird lightning in the sky. Did anyone see that? Yeah, perfect. Rain is turned off this server, so not coming rain, if anyone's hoping for it. I could probably use it, because I think the way Tony pushes the car into every braking zone, I think he'd be fairly bad in the wet. Can't remember if he did well at Brands Hatch or not. I don't think he was there for Laguna. So that'd be a non-score for him. We got a reasonably Dixon. Oh no, Dixon! Dixon was looking at a AM podium today too, or a bronze podium. I mean, it's been a good race, but considering I was up in like 4th place in qualifying at one point, kind of legitimately, it does feel like this could have been a better run. And it's a nervous run.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
He went for the inside there, and then thought better of it, I think. I mean, I have to ask the question. If he goes for it hard, do I let him have it? Or do I fight him? I think I kind of chopped his nose a little bit there, but that's because I just picked up too much curb. Wasn't a conscious attempt to defend. Just a correction on the car. Well, the guys up ahead are down to the 37s at least, so makes me feel a little bit better. But the fact that they were capable of 36s still has me a little nervous. It means that I have not really had great pace. we are over. I am over-fueled. Mostly because I'm not keeping the pace that I had calculated the fuel number on. I was aiming for, you know, my usual +2 laps of fuel. One for the cooldown, one for in case we get that awkward moment where it goes a lap longer than you think. Which it might.
Car on the right.
But,
Clear on the right.
the pace has not really been there to make it worthwhile. So I'm gonna have a little bit too much left at the end.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
He's generally got me in braking zones, but he hasn't figured out a spot. We also have a yellow flag out, but I don't see the cause of it. Dave Nelson's moved into 30th place. So we have lost somebody. Wentworth in the pits. That's a championship contender. So I think the championship standings may look very different at the end of today. Back broke loose a little bit there. Powered through it though. Don't really have any forward momentum going right now. I'm 6.5 behind Chris Johnston, as much as I'd like to get past him, but leading silver, 8th place overall. Be a nice rebound after the terribleness that was Zandvoort for our team in general. Because one of the cars ahead of me is teammate Paul Riccobini, who reverse engineered a nil setup for us for this race. And I think it's worked out well, although Dixonhurst has not had a good day in the race. Looked like he had decent pace in qualifying and practice, though. Seven. Not impressed with my top in pace here in the race. We're doing back to Foster, 4.2, so that's fairly stagnant. He is not closing or really getting left in the dust. A little mistake there. Didn't make up a 10th by the looks of it. Got Wayne Hutchison's lapped car with him. Best bronze driver in the grid, Larry Foster. And he's ahead of all but 2 silvers right now. Even if some of the silvers, like Wayne and Dave, have had misfortune befall them. It looked like Javier might have been involved in Wayne's problem. So he might be having a weaker day. I know I saw Northrup in the mix earlier. Up at like 12th place, but I have no idea who's the 3rd silver right now. It was him. Come on, Tony! That's two I'm gonna have to look at on him. I don't even know what he was doing. How do you get on the inside there? Like, I don't know. I'll have to look at it and see if there was room. But I don't think there was. And now I'm only a second ahead of Larry. So that's the thing, he let Larry back into this, which I guess he doesn't really care about. Probably feels like I was holding him up, but still. And that he'll just, you know, run away. Which is probably the case. We saw him do 36s earlier, and we know I can't. We'll see. May look different from outside the car, but I don't know. Anytime a driver hits you in the rear 3 times in a race, 4 times actually, I think at this point, I have to ask them. I have to ask some questions. Rear contact is never something I'm going to be super okay with, frankly. This is one of those times where I do like the fact that it's, what is he doing? A super defensive line. Considering that you've been running behind me through here a number of times and been ganging on me basically every time. Like, like don't get me wrong, Tarzan's an overtaking spot, but it doesn't seem like it is against Tony Yimbo. See, that's the corner he's hit me twice in, and he does go... I'm going to be interested to see what he does through there every time. Because that was the thing, is he just faster than me through there? But I think he just goes in too deep. Like driving behind him earlier, I think I noted that he drives like he is absolutely on the edge. Which, I mean, is fair enough. But it's not really a place I'd want to be all the time. My right rear, or left rear, pardon me, is being a bit of a problem right now. So, the car is wiggling a little bit on me. And that is exactly what Mr. Larry Foster wants to see. So I want to stay within 10 seconds of Tony, because I don't know, between all of those, like, is there a way he's not getting any penalties? It's a legit question for me. Larry's only doing 38s, it seems. So he's on me right now as I try to find the tires again, which were there pretty much. Left rear is still hot, but it doesn't feel wiggly. It doesn't feel nearly as wiggly anymore. I need to focus on a good quick lap here. Still shows me ninth though, so whatever. Coming up to David Brock. Who's got actually a fairly decent day going today. He's only like 6 seconds off a pole. In practice, or it was like he was like 7 off in practice. I don't know what it translated to in qualifying, but only about. I mean, granted that was a bad lap, but he was only 4 seconds off me there. He's off the track though. Hopefully that wasn't Yimbo helping him off the track. Just a mistake. I don't think Tony would do that. 10 minutes. Got 8 laps of fuel left, which will be more than enough. Plus the fraction of a lap done, that probably means I had about 27 laps of fuel on. So actually, this might work out being better than I thought it was. I thought I'd have a bunch of fuel left at the end, and I don't think that's actually going to be so much the case now. Actually still almost within a penalty distance of Martinez and Johnson, surprisingly. Despite a pair of Tony Yimbo assisted smashes. Neither were huge. Car feels fine. Although that is something I guess I could look at. Apparently 11 seconds of damage. It's enough to do something, but depending on what the damage is. Probably mostly rear suspension and diffuser. Being a little bit off. Though is driving away, so, you know, just read on that. Although, I don't know. Like I said, 3 or 4, I can't remember, rear contacts from him. Definitely it's going to give me something to look at in the review. And, actually, we're going to probably do a YouTube review for this one. Videotape my usual process. I am actually keeping pace with Martinez and Johnston, so the car can't be that bad. And keeping pace with myself as well. Outside of Foster, there's no real threat behind. Larry having a very good day. So, if you're watching this, Larry, a big hats off to you for a top 10 run for a bronze driver. That is insane. Try and stay in the 37s if I can. Larry appears to be about 38s on a consistent basis. Good to see Guillermo up in 6th place. It's been a while since we've seen, I think, the real Guillermo Martinez. And there's a reason he's got that pro white number plate. He hit it well, too. Because it... in the practice... I mean, he did well in the practice race. I guess I should have known better, but... he did qualify behind me. I think Yimbo... not sure if Yimbo just doesn't have pace right now, or if he's maybe realizing that, like, you know, 8th place is what he's got. And is not asking the car to do anything extreme. Yeah. He's doing about 37.5. 37.9 for me. 37.8 from Larry, so he can do 37s. This baby is not over yet. Fuel is good. 5 minutes to go. I have 5 laps of fuel, so I am over. Probably not too much, though. It's probably only going to be about 2 laps worth of fuel extra. Got less than a qualifying run in there right now.
Yellow flag in sector
Sector 3. Keep an eyeball out for that. Someone railed me on the YouTube comments for not slowing it down enough in a yellow flag during the practice run. Which I took a little bit of exception to just because it wasn't the topic of the video, but I don't think he was entirely wrong. Cole McRae and Guillermo Taylor, maybe. Are they coming together? I wonder if Yimbo realizes, though, if he gets a penalty, that I'm going to get back past him. Cole's not supposed to be doing that on the chat. Probably let it slide. But
Losing to the car ahead of sector 1.
we'll leave it at an informal warning. I'll tell Jack to add that to the stewarding report. And I received a reprimand last race along with Mike Jeffries, which was totally earned. I was being petulant. And I am subject to the exact same rules everyone else is. Which is why we're going to look at my move into Tarzan on Jeff Wentworth. And see what we think from the outside. Because it did let Martinez pass both of us. So, and I did definitely go offline. So, there's some definitive question marks on that. We'll see what I think, and and obviously what Jeff thinks as well. Dixon's back out and running, but he's in 25th. Drive-through penalty, car 88. Who is that? Probably Guillermo Taylor. It's an ACA ASP car. Yeah, it is Taylor.
Sorry, dude.
Leaders on final lap now.
Alright, one lap after this. Should be nothing too much to talk about. Taylor not serve it? That's not good. Because he's on the last lap with a penalty to serve. That's going to be a penalty. That's going to be a time penalty added onto him that I think is greater than the drive-through.
Sorry, Javi.
Stay off the text chat, please. Well, that is it done. Well, actually, I guess the 30-second penalty is not that much. Safety rating dropped to 90, mostly because of contacts with Yimbo. Ooh, my wrist is a little wonky. So, qualified 9th, beat 2 cars that out-qualified me, lost to 2 cars that were behind me. Might get the spot to Yimbo back on penalty, just from multiple contacts. Take her around to the finish here. Man, there's a huge chunk of cars that are right next to each other up there. Wow. I don't know if that formed on the cooldown lap or if that was there the whole race. But hopefully that got caught by the director. All right, chat is open.
Sorry about that, Javi, at the end.
Morris.
My car was so damaged. Did a full 360 with 10 minutes left.
Do I give
Congrats, Burke. Nice race.
Yimbo a smack? No, that'd be rude.
Yeah, congrats, Burke.
Congrats.
Sorry for tapping you too, Johnny. Got a little bit wide there.
Yeah, sorry about that. My car was a little damaged, so trying to hold it together.
Was he not up there?
I think I was too, but I'll
Any
report
second.
anyway. For me.
Or,
How
Zach
you?
Martin won the silver, actually. Okay, so I'm not winning the silver. I totally didn't know Zach was up there that whole time. Mika What? And then Martinez, Johnston, Yimbo, myself, Foster, Swan, Northrup, Lasutis. Good run for Andreas.
Well, that was exhausting.
You're not kidding. I've got to turn my fan on. I am sweating my ass off.
Same here, man. My face is soaking right now.
Aside from the stuff with Yimbo,
What causes
I did enjoy
tires
that
to
race.
lose pressure during the run?
Puncture, maybe?
Puncture.
A puncture from hitting the curb so much.
Okay, because I was losing air on the pressure
What
on the
Nelson
right
did.
side of the car.
28.
Hitting curbs and staying off the
Laps
grass.
Down. Cole McRae way down. Wentworth and Garda appear to have been the retirements. Well, it was a pretty good run. Enjoyed it, and now I'll wrap up the post.
Should be an interesting replay. With 10 minutes left, they did a full 360 on the high speed
and we got
last turn.
I don't even know where we are next.
I don't know how nobody hit me. I really
We're
don't.
somewhere. I think where are we? Damn it.
I broke my curse.
I
I,
don't
was
know.
hitting 12th.
I think
the
I
first
think
two
one of
races.
the Italian
This time
tracks,
I managed
but
to
I'm not
hold
sure.
on to 11th.
So I'll see you then in 2 weeks' time. Plus, there will be stuff uploaded to the channel from the Twitch highlights.
Yeah, I think I was behind you
baseball
and when I
and
spun
with,
out. Because I was in 12th.
I'll be trying to catch up with those ones again. So get ready for that.